So guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Red Manx TV. Hope you guys are all staying safe and sound wherever you are. And in today's video, I'll be previewing the game between Manchester United taking on Arsenal this Sunday. So make sure you guys do drop a like, leave your thoughts going into the game, and most certainly make sure to subscribe to Red Manx TV. Anyway, let's get on to the preview. So guys, Manchester United will take on Arsenal this Sunday. Two of the managers are heavily out of form, in Arteta sitting 11th with Arsenal and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sitting 15th with Manchester United. So both of the teams haven't started the Premier League season how they probably would have liked to. So this does become a must-win for both of these teams in my opinion. And that's why I'm really intrigued about this game, because the way we played against Leipzig, I know it doesn't correlate to the Premier League because we've not had good form in there. But the main thing is about being consistent. And we need to start improving in the Premier League and taking this consistency and the confidence from that Leipzig game into these Premier League games. I know there's going to be obviously some team changes and that, but the way we're playing in the Champions League is brilliant. The systems we're setting out, the way we're playing, I do think we can play that way in the Premier League, but it's about what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer decides to do. Because one thing coming out that Leipzig game was the way we set up with that diamond formation, which Ole Gunnar Solskjaer never normally goes with or relies on to play well. And I think when he set it out against Leipzig, it was strange, but it worked. And I think he got the best out of many players in this team. And it orchestrates the midfield very well. Matic being in there. Because the thing with a diamond, I would show you, but say Aubameyang's going out to the wing and Tierney as well. They're going to overlap. The thing with a diamond is that Matic comes across that way, Pogba and Fred, they also go across the same way. And when it switches play, they do the exact same thing. So the midfield is really covered well. And there's not a lot of space to try and find the Arsenal players. So that's why I think this diamond formation can work against Arsenal, because the way they play, they're going to look to go to the wings with Aubameyang and that. So it's going to be interesting to see how we set out and the tactics we do set out for this game against Arsenal, because I do think it's a winnable game. We always do play well against them and we're known to get results against them. And Arsenal's away form against top 6 is absolutely horrible. I don't know what it is, but they haven't won in like 20 or 25 games or so against top 6. It's probably less than that, but it's something incredible like that. And I think if we lose to them in this game, it's not going to feel good. So we have to win this game in my opinion, and that's why I do think we should go with a diamond again. But let me get into my team lineup. So in net, I'm going to go obviously David De Gea. He's going to be in there every single time. But I feel sorry for Henderson. I do, because he's obviously come into Manchester United hoping to get a start, hoping to challenge De Gea, and he just hasn't. And De Gea has found his form, and I think that was key because he needed some competition to start playing better and well. And some of the saves he's making now are absolutely brilliant. He saved us a few times in this Leipzig game, so I'm happy for the upturn in form for David De Gea. Obviously, right back, I'm going to go Aaron Wan-Bissaka. There's no one's going to challenge him in that position, really, is there? I don't know why Chukwueze came on right back for Wan-Bissaka in that Leipzig game. I don't want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to go down that route. I do think you need to build Chukwueze as a centre-back, because you don't win trophies with Lindelof and Maguire, and you won't win trophies with them. And I think building Chukwueze and for the future is a key thing for Manchester United. So I'm going to play Wan-Bissaka there. Then the centre-back, I'm going to play Maguire and Chukwueze. I do think Chukwueze will start this game. Obviously, he didn't start the game in the Champions League against Leipzig. Lindelof has started back-to-back games now. That one against PSG and the one against Leipzig. He's performed very well. So in my opinion, I would rest him for this game and bring in Axel. So I'm going to put an Axel there, obviously alongside Maguire. And then left back, Luke Shaw. Unfortunately, Telles has got COVID, but he is asymptomatic, so he doesn't have any symptoms. So he is just self-isolating for a couple of weeks. So I think he should be back for the Everton game, because I think he did get it in the PSG, so that's 2 weeks. So he should be back for the Everton game, but I'm not too sure or not too confident on that. But Luke Shaw plays there. And in front of him, I'm going to play Matic. I think he needs to play this game. I think he's much better than McTominay. He's more consistent, and I think he orchestrates that midfield way better than McTominay does. And I think that position he plays is very important for Manchester United, because he's all right. But the main thing is he needs to get help from the defenders, and I think he's getting that right now, and I think he does cover up that midfield very well. So I'm going to put Matic in there, and then obviously I'm going to go with Pogba and Fred in the middle. The way they played against Leipzig, I do think they need to start this game as well. I wouldn't bring McTominay in, or I wouldn't start Van der Beek in this game. I know there's debate saying, oh, Bruno and Van der Beek can play in the same team, but I don't think they can, because the position Van der Beek plays well in and best in is that Bruno role. So I do think it is a tough challenge between them, and I did say it was a position we didn't need to get in really, but you know, I hope there's a way sometime soon we can fit them both in and change formation. But the way they play against Leipzig with this diamond, I think we need to try it for a few more games, because I do think it gets the best out of many players, because it got the best out of Pogba, it got the best out of Fred and Matic, and it does get the best out of the forwards as well, especially Greenwood, who's been playing on the wing recently, but I don't think that's a position you need to play Greenwood in. I think he's much better up front as a striker alongside someone like Martial and Rashford. But let's continue with my lineup. So I'm with Pogba and Fred. Ahead of him, Bruno Fernandes, obviously coming back in. I think it's key that he does. He came off the bench against Leipzig. He was brilliant. He set up the Rashford goal. And I think bringing Rashford and Bruno on the time he did was absolutely excellent and changed the game magnificently. And then obviously, up front, I'm going to go with Rashford and Greenwood. Obviously, Martial is still suspended from that red card, which I thought he should never got. But he did play well against Leipzig, so it is unfortunate he can't play this game. So I think he would add more firepower up front than Rashford and Greenwood together. But, you know, it's unfortunate. But I do think he obviously will not be playing this game due to that suspension. So it's obvious that he should go with Rashford and Greenwood. But I could see Cavani coming in there, maybe for Greenwood. But I'm not too sure. So that's why I've gone with Rashford and Greenwood. But I do think that's my team going into the game. Hopefully it can prevail and get the result for us, and I think it's key we do set up like this, and I hope Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does go with the diamond, because it looks like it's getting the best out of players in this side, and that's what we need, because we are coming back into form now. Obviously fitness is getting better, form's getting better, but we have to start picking up wins in the Premier League. But you know, that's my team. Tell me your teams down below and what would you change, because I'm always interested to see what formation you would go with and see what team you'd go with. But let's get on to Arsenal, because they haven't really started well in this Premier League season. As I said, obviously they came up against two really good sides in Manchester City and Liverpool, both lost them games, so you know they've had a tricky start to the Premier League, but still a poor one, because Arsenal this season, everyone thinks they probably might get top 4. I don't think they get close to that in my opinion. I think they're way too inconsistent, so are we right now. But you know, when we get going, I think we'll be much better, and we're going another long unbeaten run again, because I think we are capable of that. But yeah, Arsenal, they're way too inconsistent for me, and they do rely on Aubameyang a lot, and that has been evident since last season. Aubameyang basically saved them. He scored a ton of their goals, and I think he was the reason they're in the Europa League for now, because obviously in that FA Cup performance. So you know, the way to stop Arsenal is to stop Aubameyang, in my opinion, because up front, Lacazette, I don't like him. I don't think he's good enough. Pepe, probably one of the biggest flops I've seen in a while. He came in with such potential. The 72 million, I think it was, a purchase of him. He hasn't done anything to satisfy that, in my opinion. I think he's been very poor. I think as a player, he thinks too much, but he can come out with wonder goals, as we've seen when he does score them. So we'll have to watch out for him if he does play, but I don't think he will play. Eddie Nketiah has been a problem as well for many teams. Obviously, he's been really good for England's under 21s and Arsenal. He's been scoring some crucial goals for them. So, you know, I have to watch out for him. But the frailties for Arsenal, as I said, are at the back with Mustafi, David Luiz. They haven't got a solid defence. Obviously, they're bringing Gabriel, who's made a change to their team, but I do think they're still to got at the back with Mustafi or David Luiz playing. I think David Luiz is suspended, so hopefully Mustafi start. I don't know if that's better or not, because both of them are as bad as each other. But, you know, I do think it will be a very hard game. Arteta will be wanting the win. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be wanting the win. So I do think it will be an end-to-end game. I hope it's nothing like that Chelsea game. But, you know, we'll have to see. My score predictions going into the game, I'm going to go with Manchester United. Manchester United. I want to go for a win, but I don't know, because I'm going to be confident, because we rarely lose against Arsenal, and them coming to Old Trafford as well. I'm going to go with 2-0 to Manchester United. I think we will bring that confidence we had from that Leipzig game and the form into this one. I hope you do. I hope you settle with a diamond. As I said, it brings out the best in all these players. And one thing I want to say quickly is that Ollie outers. If you're still Ollie out after the RB Leipzig game and the PSG game, you have to be kidding me, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not going to get sacked now, at least until Christmas, maybe, because he saved his job for now by beating PSG and Leipzig in very impressive performances. And you can say he doesn't have tactics, you can say he's a PE teacher, he's a crap manager, but at the end of the day, he's getting the performances done against the big teams. He's outclassed Tuchel, however you say it. He outclassed Nagelsmann, and that's a hard thing to do. He's outclassed Frank Lampard before. He's very, very good against the big teams. He just needs to be consistent against the lower ones. So I do think he needs to be given maybe more time because he didn't get the transfers he needed to in. But the way he's playing right now, you can't say anything bad about it because I'm happy with him right now. I'm happy with how the team's playing, not in the Premier League, but how we're playing in the Champions League, because we're showing we can play football at times. We're showing we can use our counter-attack, and we're showing we can be good. But it's about consistency for Manchester United, and that's the main thing. But tell me what you guys think down below. Tell me your score predictions. Make sure to leave a like, and I'll be there with an instant match reaction after the game.